Happy New Year.
Mark, maybe just what's your mindset going into the finale coming up on Sunday, what you're looking for from your team as they finish out?
Yeah, looking forward to finishing strong. So going out there trying to get a win and, putting some, good product as we, go into the offseason. So that's exactly what we're looking for and been preaching it really all week of just making sure like we're not checking the box by, today is Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, tomorrow's, next day, Saturday. We're looking at it as an opportunity. And really for us, we don't take these opportunities light anytime you get to be on the practice field because, anybody would want to be in our shoes to get an opportunity to play, coach, do any of those things.
Yannick, how do you envision filling what role he had for
Yeah, we'll just have to use one of our players that we have to do that on an early down and a third down base. And one thing about Yannick, just want to thank him for everything he's done, or did for us, as he was here for those couple of weeks, and true professional who, came in here every day and worked hard.
Any insight on who would be consideration there in that position?
Yeah, we're still working through that at the moment.
How do you view this season that Christian Gonzalez has had?
Thought he had an unbelievable season for us. Just proud of his growth coming from year one, obviously, being injured throughout their year one, then coming into this season, off-season training camp, and then just the positions that he, did for us, whether it's matchups or just being just him as a person. So looking forward to him, his growth for the future, and I think he did an unbelievable job, for us this year, and just proud of him.
Any thoughts on him being a Pro Bowl snub?
Yeah, I definitely think he deserves to be, Pro Bowler. I mean, he's one of the best corners, if not the corner in the league. So, for sure.
The Bills have been forthcoming about the fact that Josh Allen's going to start, but they're going to pull him fairly early in the contest, it sounds like. How does that change things for you from a game plan and defense perspective?
Nothing. I think we have to, for us, is about what we do as a defense. It's about like the things that we can go out there, executing the calls, playing the defense, playing within the framework of our defense fundamentals. And then when you look at the quarterback, both of the quarterbacks can have the ability to run, throw. With that, obviously, we have one as a starter, one as not, as a backup. But from a game plan standpoint, that's the reason why they have a player like Trubisky, because he can do the things that Josh Allen can do. So not much for us.
Marcus Dietrich mentioned that the pass rush against the Chargers wasn't really up to snuff. I'm wondering, how do you think it can improve so that you can finish strong?
Yeah, so I think for us, like we talked about it this, really every day this week of just fundamentals of games, and then also just like it's tough when you get max play action pass, 7-man pro versus 4-man rush. So on an early down base too. So there's a give and take of either, providing more people within the rush, and then also just some of the fundamentals of like on third down, all right, of the different games of those different things too. We've been having a good amount of, I would say, a revolving door on some pieces of players too, with going in there, running different games, how we want to do it, how we do it NEP style throughout the year. So I think we just got to continue to talk about those deals on the fundamentals of not that this is a game, but how do we run it here, in New England? How do we run it like, versus this team? And then also just the thought of like, what do we do, versus max play action pass, when we're getting that on a daily dose.
What do you make of Keanu Rich here and in the last week or so about not feeling like he's necessarily played up to snuff, but also feeling a disconnect with the system and what's going on? I know you obviously communicate with him. What do you sense from a young player like that who's expressing some growing pains?
Yeah, I think, man, I love Keon because, I remember going to Georgia Tech and sitting with him, during the draft process, and then also bringing him in, drafting him, having him last year in the room. Great. I think his mindset and everything that he has for us is awesome. Want to be better, want to get Coach Hart, want to win. And that's what you want, love the game. That's what you want from your players. And so for him, I think he's done a good job, Joe, going from year one to year two. And again, Keon, when you look at him, he still hasn't played a lot of ball. He has not played a lot of ball when you go to college and then you go, starting out as a tight end and going to a defensive end, and then now you bring him in the league, switching between inside, outside linebacker, hand in the dirt. So there's a lot of development. There's still the growth. The ceiling is high for him. So I'm excited to continue to work with him, grow him as a player, as a person, as a man, and look forward to his growth. And you know what? Everything's not going to be perfect. Everything's not going to be perfect as far as our, his every game is not going to be perfect. You want it to, all right, but I'm glad he has an understanding that like he wants to be perfect, which is good. That's a good way to look at it.
DeMarcus, how do you bring a guy like that back in? I mean, he's used the word disconnected multiple times. Sometimes players just have tough seasons, but what can you do as a coach to connect with Keon again?
I'm already connected with Keon. So that's how I look at it. Like I'm connected with Keon. There was no disconnect from me and Keon. So I think Keon, we continue to work every single day, like we did yesterday. Going to work today on the practice field. We're already done that in the meeting room. We're gonna go out there on Sunday, do the same thing. So like I said, I love Keon. We have a great relationship. Like you talk about a guy that come to my house, eat Thanksgiving with me. Like, so as far as like those different type of things, I think theirs can be one narrative, then another narrative. Like he's trying to do what I'm trying to do, win. All right, he's trying to do what y'all want to see, win. So that's the beauty of the game. There's always that's why you like to talk to people face to face on things. Because just like when you text, like you never know how that is interpreted. So I think always when you talk as man to man, face to face, like there's no disconnect.
Has he spoken to you about the need for change, whether it's how he's utilized or just basic changes with the scheme, perhaps?
Yeah, we've me and Keon talk every day. Again, we talking about we're coming to work every single day, talking about a guy who comes in here, the first one in the building, pretty much every single day. And for me and Keon, like we're looking for the same thing, is to work. And it's not for scheme or anything. It's more to just get better, period. How do we get better as on the field? How do we get better as a unit? When we all play better as a unit, we all play better. So it's not just an individual Keon. It's not just an individual coach. It's just not. And how do we win as a team? So that's what we're trying to do.
Is he kind of an example of, like, a lot of coaches in all sports will say today's players, they kind of, in the past, do this, boom. More now it's, okay, why? He seems to be very, in tune with why are we doing certain things this way. Everything else seems to be that kind of player. Is he like that?
Yeah, I think that's the generation of it, a lot of people, and that's our job as coaches to always think about, and that's what as a teacher too, because I think you put yourself back in the classroom. You guys putting yourself back in the classroom.
Never happened.
Like you always want to know why, right? You don't want to know why, and a lot of guys, I get that from my son. Like why I need to do that. Instead of just saying just do it, like give them a understanding of why and how to do it, and the understanding of it. Yeah, that's a good amount of our players and players across the country that you see, which is good, and it helps you. It's good. It helps grow you as a coach too, because now you got that this is why, this is how, and this is what we need to do on it.
Did you get an understanding of what Keon meant when he said that he felt disconnected?
Look, again, I answered a lot of the questions. I think the most important thing, win. All right. And then for us, how we can do that is by beating the Bills, right? Win.
Last question.
DeMarcus, sorry. The numbers of black head coaches and coordinators have improved certainly over the last few years.
Yep.
But as a guy's in the first time getting a shot at that job, I wonder if you felt any pressure this season to perform, to show maybe future GMs, owners, that people who look like you are capable of doing the job.
Yeah, I mean, you think about that as a coach or black head coach or black coordinators. Yeah, it's not that many of us, and the opportunities that you have or will be given, possibly the lack of. So, you think about that. I don't think about pressure on that. I think about showing up daily, doing my job, being where my feet is, and I think about and I'm a Christian man, so I always look at it as God opened doors that man can't, and He'll also close doors that man can't open. So if it's whatever it is for me, it is for me. but I do think I know I need to be present in the moment of where I'm at and do a great job there. And if I do a good job where I'm at, then all the other stuff will take care of itself. So, like, I don't really look at it as pressure or anything like that. I just look at it as like, I'm blessed with the opportunity. I know I got a great opportunity and a great job that a lot of people in the world will want, and I don't really take that lightly at all. And so that's really my goal and my focus every single day on that. And then I let the cards fall where they fall, no matter what. That's kind of how I look at it on a daily basis. Thank you.
Marcus.